Well, if you liked my hermetic memory wall, you're going to love my I Ching memory palace. If you treat the 8 trigrams of the I Ching like a family, then down here you have the father, all yang lines. Up here you have the mother, all the yin broken lines. Down here to the north you have the middle brother, the abyss, or water through a chasm. Up here is the Li, the middle sister, fire. The youngest brother is Ken, the mountain. The middle brother is Chen, the arousing, thunder or wood. The oldest sister is Sun, or the wind. And then the sweetest is the youngest sister, right here between her parents, Tui, the lake, or freshwater, or joy, or Oshun. And by the way, this arrangement or configuration of the cards is called the inner arrangement. It's more like inner alchemy. So how does this work as the memory palace? Let's take Tui as an example. So doesn't she look like a lake there? And so these are some of her attributes, and you'll see these same positions on each of these main cards. And then over here are a bunch of ideas associated with her from the Great Treatise. And so to remember them, I use images like this in my head. And you have the sorceress over here in the dry sandy desert that she represents. And also this is the concubine under a tree, and it is fall time and it is ripe and lush, and so fruits are dropping off the tree. She also associated with the mouth and a sheep, and so I can picture those up there. Then you go up to the mother, and it's a level plane with a cart on it that's carrying all living things. You have a pregnant mare, you have a kettle of food, you have a cow and her baby, all things that she represents. Then you go over here to the middle sister, fire, and you have the eye in the sky, and lightning, and a knight with a lance, and a tree, and several types of animals involved, and the fire in the middle. Then you come over to the older sister, and there is odor, and the dispersion of energy, and work, and the changeableness of wind, and the guidling cock, chicken, and long wood growing. And there are often certain types of people. This is someone who is a man with gray hair and a broad forehead with much white in the eyes who does well in the marketplace, and also someone who is undecided, that kind of person. Then there's the thunder and wood, and you have a dragon there. You have a horse, and it's one that has white hind legs that neighs well, which gallops with a star on its forehead and a lively gait. A couple different types of plants that you have to remember. Then down to the older brother, which I like a lot, all of the fruits of the world at this opening of a cave with a little pebbles along a path back here, and a eunuch and a guardian and the hand. Then for the middle brother of the chasm of water, you have a melancholy man with a sick heart. You have an ambush with a broken down chariot. You have a horse with a beautiful back with wild courage who lets their head hang low with thin stumbling hooves. Also the moon and blood and clouds and bending and straightening out. And finally the father with his colors of deep red on a dragon and midnight blue and jade. Also 4 different types of horses. A good horse for power, an old horse for endurance, a lean horse for firmness, and a wild horse for strength. Also metal and spotless purity. Rulership, the prince who has the word, the feeling of cold. Also cards from the goddess deck, like this is Hathor, another sky deity. So that's how I'm using the memory palace to remember the many symbols around the trigrams of the I Ching. So let me know if you have any advice or this reminds you of projects that you are up to or have been up to.